Hello and welcome back to Pyre. Last time we sent Jodariel back to the Commonwealth, mostly because I'm bad at playing her, even though I really like her character design and character itself. But hey, now we're going to start the cycle anew and we're gonna qualify our way back to the, to the right that lets us send another one back. But we were just asked into the wagon again. Something has changed about the wagon's interior. What looked before to be old cracks and signs of age now expose various intricate components once hidden from view. You are the Nightwings. You should travel in their customary way. He turns to you, indicating levers and devices marked with symbols from the book. Now, reader. Whenever you're ready, you may take us up. I'll show you how. And everyone else, hang on to something. Alright. Let's take off then. Oh, hold it. After having soared into the sky, the black wagon remains aloft somehow. Oh, by the scribes! And you? Tiso is excited to be flying again. You get the impression this may not be the first time for him. Hey, now we're talking. The Nightwings sail the skies again, wheresoever the stars may call for them. There is one catch. The downside provides few locales suitable for landing. Though we should be able to find at least a couple of landing places near where we're going. We'll then make way by land or sea towards our destination. Now, without further ado, let us proceed. The black wagon can fly. Seek landing near the pit of Millith. Okay. Where is that exactly? Oh, there's a marker on the map. Very good. Oh, RT to boost, of course. Gladly. Ooh, there's another wagon. More wagons. What happens if we... Sisters, we are under attack. Hold, no. We are merely being mocked. By none other than Nightwings. Mock us all you wish. Then, Westrels of the Commonwealth. The sight of you in that utterly outlandish wagon, your mere existence is an affront to the act of flight. Would that my sisters and I could soar tirelessly and free as we once did, but nay, we must resort to such ignoble means of travel such as you. Now, stay away from us, lest our vengeance should extend beyond your Commonwealth and become much more personal in nature. I didn't mean to that time. Alright, there's a landing spot. As you soar above the Worm Gulf, you notice Gilman sidle up to you very slowly. We are very, very, very high above the waters, if this knight is not mistaken. This knight's brethren lurk beneath the surface here in numbers untold. Fortunately, if we were to come crashing to the surface now, then this knight, why, he would receive a watery burial in the custom of his kind. Well, then let's not land here. We want to keep him around after all. Okay. A gloom hangs thick above the pit of Millith, and all around it. You are brave to seek your adversaries here again, reader. Many in the downside believe it to be nothing other than a foul den. They take the tales of Islach Astralborn to be mythology, embellished through retelling over time. You have met others, such as Witch Utmilvi, who believe otherwise. Although, okay, I'll start that sentence over again since I just kind of got lost in the weeds of it. You have met others, such as Witch Utmilvi, who believe otherwise. Although, whichever their beliefs, I know of none who would go near the place unless the stars demanded. Thus shall your coming right against the accusers take place in complete secrecy, as always the rights have. Okay. We could land in what was this? Coldmoat, Plaguemont, and Fallowfield. The north route through Flagging Hands crosses a mass grave. The lone minstrel knows of a morbid yet potentially lucrative task along this route. Plaguemont, the middle route through Flagging Hands, cuts straight to the pit of Milith. Pamitha suggests this may be the faster route, leaving you with time for your vocations. And Fallowfield, the lone minstrel knows of a task along this route through which you may earn stardust. Deceased and wilted plains. Okay, let's go cold mode. Let's land here. Page revealed, Flagging Hands. Okay, you return to the dismal region known as Flagging Hands. Straight away you sense an air of dread, yet cling to hope that you can make your stay as brief as possible. You and the others check the wagon from top to bottom for any signs of wear. Ray double checks the air brakes and reports that they are working as expected. Tiso finds the cabin pressurizer acting up again and causing him concern. A swift kick makes the problem go away, for now, leaving you all with some time to yourselves before the day is done. Nonetheless, the dismal environs soon take their toll on everyone. -1 hope. I'll suffer alongside them. Bury the dead? Blackwagon, who wants to talk? Okay, first of all, there's plenty of stuff. What's this? Grease stone exhibits a flagrant disregard for natural law, thus providing light entertainment. A keepsake from Mount Alodial. What do we have here? Beyond the crystal. Okay, one scribe trial available. We'll see. A jar. Waking wood wisps. The wisps inside provide a scarce bit of light when it is needed, all for a low monthly fee. What do we have here? Not the white loot, those old Raymond. No, these were sparkling, right? Or was it the white loot? Okay, the lone minstrel Tariq's music instrument, with which he chronicles great deeds through song. Okay, it must have just looked like those, whatever they are, metal things hanging from ropes. Am I acting up? Okay. Let's take a book. Let's take a book at the look of rights. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Let's take a look at the book of rights. Ah, new chapters, huh? Okay. Living in exile. Inspect. In the words of Jomur Manimane, the Alpha Chief. Once I too roamed free. I remember well those days in which I was called chief. I traveled all the world over on my 4 good paws, and I was well adored. I wanted to grow stronger. Here at last I have. I shall not mince my words. This place shall either harden you or kill you. It shall haunt you with old memories. You share the exile's plight. My charge is to alleviate the sting of it for you a little bit, and to prolong your stay, but only for as long as needed. Your charge is to return. We call this place the downside for a reason, but in time, here you can learn to eat, to seek out shelter, and to find a certain beauty in unlikely places. Yeah, okay. And this one, Forsaken Lands. Okay. In the words of Molten Milith, the Wild Witch, years upon long years we spent distilling life essence from many things, which all once writhed under the auspices of the mortality which we ourselves cut short. In this we have no regrets, for we learned much, and so, we think, did they. We earned the title Witch, and were forced to flee into the downside. Here we encountered Soliam Mer, and soon we gained an understanding of each other. He bade us circumnavigate these lands and catalogue our findings. We felt a strong desire to expose the secrets of this land. He wished to yield benefit to those who followed in our wake. Indulge us both, then. Okay. Flagging hands. Again in the words of Molten Milith. Beyond the valley lies flagging hands, which could be called a swamp. If an entire sea could merely be a lake, which could be called a swamp if an entire sea could merely be a lake. Soon after our arrival, several of us fell into a dark despair. Such were the environs. I found it rather fascinating, though. It held aspects reminiscent of the southern bogs we dwelt in as a tad. We grew accustomed to the dampness in the air, and grew to savor certain twigs and beetles. It can be said that flagging hands are an acquired taste, recommendable only for those of our same bent, or perhaps the downside's native imps. The sea surrounded the environs on three sides, appearing insurmountable at first. Mount of Alodiel. Gaining the summit of the sacred Mount Alodiel involved no small amount of sacrifice and sorcery in varying proportions. The mountain's energies were palpable, the sensation that we felt indescribable. The lands we stood upon were closer to the stars than to the world we knew. It was upon this highest point in all the downside that we first made efforts to concoct this tome, which you now read. It was there that we were stricken with the vision of the cycle of the rites and felt, together, for the first, a sense of freedom unlike any we experienced before. But that is a subject which our comrades shall illuminate in greater detail. Okay, that's it for this one. Forsaken lands, yeah, right. Celestial landmarks. Celestial landmarks, in the words of Luz Glorian Hundredminds, the scholar. You feel a kinship with the stars. You owe your everything to them. Perhaps, one day, even your freedom. I chased the stars across the river of my genealogy, until they led me here. I demanded they explain to me the paradox of knowledge, for how is it that something can be shared, but still contained within ourselves in its entirety? The stars did not respond, but set me on a quest. I sought the 9 landmarks which they revealed to me, so that someday I would reveal their mysteries to you. These landmarks, emissaries of the stars, are 9 lenses through which we see the land and see ourselves in a new light. The Book of Rites, in the words of Luz Glorian. Much can be said about the Sisters of the Ark, whom we banished to the great beyond for deeds irredeemable. Suffice it that the details of their banishment are written in this book. The sisters and the book became inseparable, not unlike the stars, their light, and the infinite darkness that engulfs them. The stars communicate to us, and you in turn. The words within this book are but an edifice, a simple surface. Look past the text to the hidden meaning, to the hidden power. The stars above, as they are not mere lights, these are not mere words. If you chance upon the Sisters of the Ark within their prison here, give them our thanks. Okay, that's it for this chapter for now. 9 triumvirates. In the words of Haub the Swallower, the Accursed. At first I found it much too difficult to read, much less to write, even to grasp the quill. But the Horned One, Mer, implored me. He said this is the greatest gift that he could give me in return. In return for what, I asked. In return for his life, he said. But I did not save your life, I said. You did, he said. We fight about this still. Mer is stubborn, more than I. Now, herein and by his leave, I chronicle the 9 triumvirates, for I am of this land unlike the rest who wish to leave. We knew not everyone could leave who wanted. Seldom would the opportunity arise. Thus did we organize those striving for the chance into 9 sets of 3. Okay, nothing about them yet. On Commonwealth. In the words of Trieste Tithys, the Blessed Born, we the eight assembled here together in the downside, and we gave our freedom so that you may yet have yours. It is an exchange we have not lightly made. It is my charge to ensure that you, should you regain your freedom, first off recognize its qualities and also use it wisely. You do not need a pair of wings in order to be free. My own wings, I once thought that they could take me anywhere, and then they took me here, where I am bound. It is your charge to be free and not to make the same mistakes. Spring from here and learn from what we did, and build a new great society, a free society with wings spread wide for everyone. Alright, that's it for the book for now. And there is a Beyond the Crystal trial. Let's see who it's for. Why, why hello, my lovely reader. What might I do for you? You have invoked Sandra from the Beyond the Crystal. What do you wish to do? What's on your mind, Sandra? Ah, my best friend in all the world. Come to visit me again. Does it make you uncomfortable, perhaps, that I should call you thus? Perhaps you think that you do not yet know me very well, but I know you just fine. You reveal a great deal to me. When you come visit me like this, you are not the only one who can sense things in others, you know? She laughs to herself. One learns to read a bit when forced to suddenly appear within a book for 837 years or so, especially if one is wont to pry a little. Is that alright? Especially if one is wont to pry a little, you understand? For it gets rather boring here. I'll take it, whatever. I know all about you, a common wanderer who vowed to help his friends be free again, only to end up spending all his time talking to an apparition stuck in a stone. Oh, I know about your loves or lack thereof, about your favorite pastimes, certain habits you may be somewhat loath to admit. Okay, she speaks weirdly, but she's been in a crystal for over 800 years, so maybe people spoke differently in her time. Fear not, of course. I use this special knowledge only as a means to entertain myself, I think. And if you don't like it, why, just keep your distance, like so many of your predecessors. As for the other Beyonders, a spectral triumvirate banished for eternity and trapped within the rites, they are as wraiths to me. I must seem to all those idiots with whom you consort. They are as wraiths to me as I must seem to all those idiots with whom you consort. I cannot confide as easily in my own kind as I'm able to confide in you. But I suppose that I have said too much. Thank you as ever for the visit. You have given me a lot to think about, more than you know. She laughs again, softly. Alright, yeah, let's see who's eligible for a scribe trial. It is the least I can do in exchange for your company. You need but point me to the one you have in mind. Ooh, Ray. Tiso is ineligible, so is Sir Gilman and Pamitha. You've done it already. Okay, so Ray it is. Let's go. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special rites to Ray. I must admit, I do sense something from that one. I once had a wild heart myself, quite like her own. We shall see if there is more to her than that. Let us bring her forth. Soon Ray arrives in heed of the summons. The scribes! I think that if I listen carefully, that I can hear them calling out to me. Alright, let's see what trial we have in store for her. Okay, savages such as Ray are similar to nomads such as headmen. Okay, good to know. Alrighty then.